or drink anything.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Drexel Free Thought Society Weekly Podcast. Right now is the chat portion of the show, in which we discuss with you people. We will bring up the Skype account momentarily, and feel free to call in. All you need to do is type in Drexel Free Thought. You can ask to be friends of ours. You don't really have to, and just call us. You can also email us at drexfreethought@gmail.com, and we'll read your things on air if you want to. You can also join our Spreaker at Free Thought or Drexel Free Thought Radio. And now we will be opening to the various people. What about other countries?
It's like
he's not on right now, but Chaz is invited to call in if he feels so.
China.
Yeah,
North
discuss
Korea.
other countries.
North
go.
Korea. Can we discuss North Korea? Let's discuss North Korea.
By all means, go.
North Korea is bad.
Wow.
They do not treat their citizens well. They basically keep them completely isolated from the rest of the world. They have no idea what the rest of the world is like. They are not pleasant people. That Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-il. Well, I heard Kim Jong-il was not a very pleasant person, and Kim Jong-un is just kind of continuing that legacy. Just very, very unpleasant. They have camps to torture people, kind of like concentration camps.
It's a very heavily militarized country.
That too.
In fact, most of their money goes to their military, and basically another reason why a lot of people go in the military. I mean, I'm not sure if they're actually drafted in, but for those who just so happen not be in it, they join it because they get taken care of the most, as far as like a roof over their head, meals a day, and all that
It's
stuff.
like always you're saying the basic human rights are given to them only if they follow the rules and fight for them.
Basically, they just become part of the military, work for the government. It's the only way they can be really saved. Other than that, the majority of people who are not in the military are not doing very well over there.
Kinda sounds like some country I know, but I can't seem to put my finger
Not
on
America, because we get screwed
it.
over a lot
Starts
too.
with U.
No, we
United Kingdom? No, I'm kidding.
No, because I was a soldier too, and we don't get treated the best either. I mean, we have some privileges, but like for example, we do have some privileges that civilians can have that we don't. For example, if we don't like our president, we can't say that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can.
No, like officially, like especially if you write it in paper or something, you can't say that.
Well, that's just good journalism. It's
Yeah.
like unbiased.
They don't want to say anything bad about our.
If you're talking about editorials, yes, you can say whatever you want.
Really?
Really?
Well, I mean, you might have some consequences. You might have angry people writing into the newspaper.
National Defense Authorization Act, kill list, drones, etc. But this is about other countries. Sorry to be a contrarian.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who was the president who sent all the people on the Trail of Tears? The really
Trail of...
Andrew Jackson, okay. Sorry,
Is he now currently trying to list all the presidents in order for some reason?
I'm testing myself. It's good to
We're
test
choosing
yourself.
to indulge here.
Ones that are horrible rights. Other countries. So think about Middle Eastern countries. Your stereotypical Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah, this goes into my little rant, my mini rant at the end of the show. If a country is governed by theocrats, effectively, it will be worse than other countries.
Pretty much.
The only thing maintaining belief in something other than evidence is the person's willingness to believe it.
Also,
So if you get, I'm talking to you. If you get into a situation that is filled with unending power, and you find yourself in that position solely because of the beliefs that you have, and you maintain it only with the beliefs that you have, you'll make those beliefs be whatever you want. And if you can justify it with a magic holy book, all the better for you.
also would like to say something. Christopher Hitchens once said that North Korea is the only necropsy in the entire world.
Sure.
Here's the thing.
Ooh.
Christopher Hitchens himself was a Trotskyist, which means that he was a revolutionary communist that stood by the ideas of Lenin, not Stalin. Stalin was different. But you could say, in some ways, that Stalinist dictatorships and Maoist communism and anything is a religion. It's a religious cult sticking by one ideology in order to benefit the whole. It's like collectivism to an extreme, where no one has individual rights at all. Everything is in the collective. That is a religion in a nutshell. Now, no religions are actually better than one another. They just do it differently. Christianity, I would argue, is almost exactly the same as state-run communism. And that's only almost exactly the same as Islam. And the reason why is because that ideology has rule over everything. What they think is right, what they think that people should do, what they think that people should not do, the entire ideology,
that's more
its culture. Basically what it is that it's culture brought to a larger scale. Culture, in a way, in essence, imprisons people into believing that they have to abide by one standard in order to get by, when at times maybe they do. If you're in a corporation and you do something stupid, you might get fired. But the idea that you have to abide by a certain culture, otherwise, you're going to be discriminated against, is bad. It's bad.
It's also a self-feeding system. It's kind of like, if you don't abide by the culture that you live in, then the people in that culture won't like you. Mm-hmm. Therefore, you'll abide by that culture and not like the people who don't abide by that culture, and then the wheel keeps spinning over and over again.
And sometimes you can get out of that, but you're going to be an outcast.
Was Jimmy Carter before or after Gerald Ford?
I don't know.
After.
I'm poor with my presidency.
After.
I'm sorry.
Jimmy Carter, okay. So he was, okay. Yeah, but okay.
So this ties a lot into, what was it pronounced, the Sharia law in a lot of these countries?
Sharia law is horrible.
Absolutely. That's one of the few things I'll say absolutely to, but absolutely. I see no good in that whatsoever.
And the sole reason it exists. And this is kind of why I like Pat Condell. One of the things that he said...
brutal, I like him.
He is brutal. And he's not right all the time. But one thing I definitely agree with is that... Yeah, I just lost my entire train of thought. What were we talking about?
Pat Condell,
This is embarrassing.
we were talking about Sharia law.
True. Well, anyway, Pat Condell talks about it a lot, and it's just that Sharia law is, by definition, discriminates against homosexuals, Jewish people, and women. And whenever it is brought into power whatsoever, the result is always oppression and repression. And that's just a fact. It's observable fact. Every single time religious fundamentalism goes into power, the culture gets repressed, the technology gets regressed, and oppression is the only language that religious power has any way to talk about. Because the only thing you really can say is, these are things you're not allowed to do, and because if you can't control what people do, then why are you even there? Like, there's no purpose to the religion other than that.
It's a very deleterious freaking concept with draconian laws. It's absolutely horrendous. I see no benefit in that whatsoever, and it violates human rights in so many ways. It's unbelievable to think that people actually support this ridiculous, insipid mindset. It kind of sickens me in my stomach, honestly.
It's like, I don't understand it. How can people just wake up in the morning and go, do you know what I want to be? I want to consider myself worthless. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do today.
They're brainwashed. They're brainwashed to think that's for their purpose in life. That's how abusive relationships work.
That
I
mental
forget who
power.
did- I
You
forget who
think
did-
you believe that you deserve it. It's learned helplessness.
And I've actually heard people compare the relationship with Jesus as an incredibly abusive relationship.
Huh.
I also had to say something. I saw another guy over at 69th Street.
No. This place is popular.
This guy was talking about religion, and I usually don't go up to those people because I just want to leave them alone as they'll leave me alone.
Agreed.
Sometimes I go up because I'm feeling in the mood to argue with them because I'm a jerk.
You're gonna
But I will
Physical
go
punches,
up to them,
apparently.
and they'll be telling me about how they believe in Jesus and stuff, and I say, oh, that's fine. And then they'll say, well, the thing is that, are you a Christian? Do you believe in God? And I'm like, no, I'm an atheist. And then he's like, oh, because you have to believe in God in order to be a good person. And I'm like, okay, how? And he's like,
No, what you should do
"Let's-"
immediately is like, do you think I'm not a good person?
Yeah.
Give them
well,
money, like.
No, it's just like, from this conversation, would you think I'm a good person or not?
well,
Just like go up to a homeless person, give
well,
money.
he basically asked me, or have you ever cheated?
Excuse me.
In a game, yeah. Have you ever lied? Yes, everyone lies. Have you ever stole? When I was 4 years old, I stole a piece of gum because I didn't know any better. Then you're a liar, a cheater, and a thief.
I've heard this too.
And then I'm like,
Sorry.
oh,
This is
really?
great comfort shtick.
And then he said, now the thing is that you have to have someone to be there for you to basically redeem you of your sins. Just like what will happen if you didn't have that guy? And I'm like, well, I would turn away from my ways and then I would try to do the best I can as a human being. Would I be a good person then? No, you would be a reformed person. And then I said, okay, what if I did this and then I accepted God into my life? Then you would be a good person. Oh, I'd be a good person as long as if I accept the authority of somebody else. When I understand in my own heart, I don't need anybody else telling me that I'm a bad person because of this, and this. I understand that I'm doing bad and I want to turn away from it. That doesn't make me a good person. Well, that's stupid.
That's what when people say that all the time. And that's the only it's removing responsibility effectively, and I just completely abhor that. It's kind of like if say I'm at a desperate point in my life or something, and I steal from Dante, like I outright steal money from him.
I would steal fries from him.
No, but you know what I mean.
do.
Like say I steal a tangible thing that is valuable to Dante. Thank you.
Thief.
My hands were sticky. I thought you were offering me napkins. I didn't know you were sizing me up to steal. Anyway,
Jesus.
no, but the point that I'm trying to make is I have to make that up to Dante. He's the one that I wronged. What a lot of religion does is create a situation where you owe somebody else for all of your actions, which doesn't make any sense. It goes back to the olden thing, and I think this is where it originated, is like, you dishonored your mother and father for stealing from somebody. So therefore you have to also apologize to your mother and father. Because all most religions are is just a building off of the family hierarchy anyway. Heavenly Father and all that.
And to segue from that ideology into government and ideologies give you your basic needs, can you add on to that?
Pretty much, yeah. What we've kind of made government into is a magical superpower in the sky that bestows upon us its wonderful bounty. Even though all the government is supposed to be, like if the four of us created a country and we're just like, Dante and Izzy, you're now the people that run our group. Like if we just said that, then me and Richard have elected these people to make decisions on our behalf, because that allows me and Richard to work the field or something, do other things, and then we'd all be able to prosper better than we could have if we didn't do that initially. And the more people that are added to our group, the more order is needed to be maintained. Even if we all have the same fundamental rights, that's good. All we are people that help make decisions that benefit everybody. But this has been warped beyond all comprehension into mega super governments that see upon themselves as their citizens being disposable.
In some way, in some point, a small corporation like the one I work for, sorry for keep on bringing them up, but small corporation has that sort of thing. There's the CFO, there's the CIO, there's the CEO. They keep, the corporation running with the financial and everything else like that. And there's the IT industry that just they keep the infrastructure of technology up and everything else like that. And everything is separated into little things. Now, people make different amount of monies, yes, but at the same time, they're all equals because they're all just trying to keep up the organization as a whole. They have their own little part. But we don't have that in government. Government says, we can make money if we give Monsanto this privilege or give Goldman Sachs this privilege.
No, because it's, I would say, the downfall of our entire government structure started when we had career politicians.
Yep.
When we had people brought up from 4 years old going, you're going to be president one day. And then raising them to be president one day.
Well, it's pretty much like feudalism. We basically have modern day feudalism.
I would prefer modern day feudalism.
Really?
At least I get to be a blacksmith.
The
best argument ever.
To bring it back a little bit to the international thing, and somewhat to the last topic I talked about with the reproduction thing, how do you guys feel about China's rule on having children?
Oh my gosh.
You're not allowed to have...
To be fair, I'm going to not really play devil's advocate, but just say to be fair to China, they do have a population issue.
Yes.
Like most countries.
I realize that.
But this is why it just needs to be handled better. Give more benefits if you stay with 2 children. Or I forget how many children it is. I think it's 2.
It's one.
It's on one? Okay. So give more benefits to people that have one child.
So you have to reward people.
It's positive reinforcement instead of I'm going to sneak into your house in the middle of the night and murder your child.
They have such a gender discrepancy.
I know.
Right now because they favor boys, and if you can only have one child, then they're gonna there are some villages where they are poor, they cannot afford ultrasounds, they cannot afford abortions. So literally when the baby comes out of the womb and they see that it is a girl, they will dip it in a bucket and drown her.
Uh-huh.
I'm not for China's one-child policy. They still have it. I think they do.
No, I think it's a fine.
Their methods are horrendous.
I think it's a fine idea if you are in a country and you as the governing body, you see a horrible population problem. You need to solve that problem in some way.
Oh, I agree.
But the ways to solve that problem are better education, better funding in medicine,
and incentive.
And incentive.
But at the same
So then if you're just screw that, I'm a well-to-do, upper-class family, I'm going to have 3 kids. It's all right, you don't get the benefits. That's perfectly fine.
But at the same time, there's 2 different ways of thinking of this on a global scale. Globally speaking, we're heading off into an asymptotic threshold of what this
We're turning into bones?
No, we're reaching an asymptotic threshold of what this Earth could sustain.
The carrying capacity.
Not through.
No, we hit that a while ago, dude.
Well, not through production or anything. I mean, not through the space that we have, but through the production of agriculture.
Yes, we hit that a while ago.
Now, I think that. Okay, maybe.
No, wait. I think we'll hit that point when we start slowly dying off, and then hit that level where we can sustain ourselves again.
We
I
already
think
hit
we
that point
need
a while
to-
ago.
But we're still growing.
I think
I know, that's a problem.
I think the thing is that we're already at that point. We have to focus more not on getting people not to like copulate with each other, but to get these people into a field of where they'll be farming their own land.
Do me a
Everyone
good-
should have their own farmland.
Guys, I actually just came to an interesting
What if I don't want to farm?
Everyone has to have it to sustain their own needs. That's the only way that we're gonna do this. A one-on-one basis.
How
Everyone
won't
has their
happen.
own farm.
It won't happen.
That's very communism.
I'll
Also,
tell you why it won't
its
happen.
ideals is fine. There's just a bad
He's
stigma.
communist.
No, I'm not communist. I'm socialist. But at the same time, you have
No,
to,
but
you
we should
have
have
to have enough.
That's
for
like, I'm
everyone.
not white, I'm Caucasian. Like,
No, there's a difference.
There's a huge difference
We'll-
between communism and
this is
socialism.
We'll get into that second. David, what's
Why?
your idea?
That's cool. Okay. Okay, I was just gonna joke around and go, you know what? People are made of meat. We could eat them.
Soylent Green is people.
Wait, Chaz has something to say.
Spoilers.
Chaz says
Jeez.
we have a lot of quote unquote unused space in the world, both thinking about it in the XY sense and the Z sense. Maybe we should think about how we can use it to our advantage.
Most of the space that is currently unpopulated is spaces we can't populate, like deserts and dense jungles, and ice,
Unless we destroy them.
and ocean.
Well, as far as jungles, unless you
Yeah, unless you destroy them or it's not really terraforming because it's already Earth, but it's like recultivating in some way to use it. But the thing is we don't know how to do that because we have too many people. We've already made the entire Middle East into a desert.
Environment.
It didn't used to be a desert.
No, Sahara's
Middle
very
East
rich.
The Middle East used to be beautiful and lush. It's not anymore.
Also, there's the whole fact that we're learning that more and more people can live a healthier lifestyle by eating less calories
And less meat.
Yes, and that's true.
Which I've lowered my
But at the
intake
same
by once.
time,
Good job.
Oh my
you
God, I'm
have to
missing
make
eight.
sure that you're getting your daily dosage of vitamins. It's better to have vitamin supplements and eat less. than
Vitamin
do
supplements
this
don't work
more and
most
more.
of the time.
What's that?
Vitamin supplements really don't work.
They don't.
It's a marketing thing.
It's you absorb vitamins from food. You don't absorb vitamins from vitamins very well.
Can you eat Soylent?
What?
I mean, not Soylent Green, but Soylent.
What is Soylent?
Soylent is basically a shake of vitamins and minerals.
I would strongly think it wouldn't work.
I would say stick with the foods, honestly.
It's like our bodies were built, quote unquote, to draw nutrients from physical stuff. Like we're good at extracting vitamins from plants.
How are we going to do this with all of Monsanto basically taking over the entire
oh my God, not
agriculture?
my
I actually don't really know what it
They're
is.
evil!
Is that the genetically modified thing?
Generally, yeah.
Yeah, but they actually.
And that's
use-
only bad because it interacts with the environment in a bad way. Stuff.
Chaz speaks. He says, "Yes, I know it's ice and desert and such. So I'm saying we have the technology."
Dangerous idea.
Oh my gosh.
We've already had a very bad track record of tearing down things for human settlement. But what we really should be doing is stuff like shade-grown farming and solar power and things that actually don't horrifically impact the environment as much. That way we can start actually moving towards having the environment come back. But for now, we really have to figure out how to... Everything is education. We need to figure out how to get people to stop being stupid. And then we can probably start working on knowing how to live in different environments instead of destroying the environments to make them places we want to live in now. Like a personal example actually, is there was a place, I think it was Nugget Farms or something.
Mm.
It was, I'm pronouncing it wrong, it was a while ago. There was an apple orchard basically down the street from me, and it was beautiful. The entire orchard was bulldozed to build developments. Or not even developments, the mini McMansions. There was
bastards.
There was family of 6 houses, just rows of them.
That's what I find disgusting
And
about
what we could have done was remove a third of the trees and just build smaller houses around them. It would have been better for the soil. It would have been better for people's happiness. And free apples.
Or we could have just had a little less and we could have just made a giant apartment building. You don't want to live in an apartment building? Too bad.
Oh.
Or we could have kept it in an orchard and have fresh apples.
To bring it back to David's original topic, so how is education in other nations? The right to education. Is it true that some countries really do have free colleges?
Kind of.
Yes.
It's like they're.
Yes.
It's like
Germany. In Germany, it is free.
It's free only to certain classes of people.
Certain classes. So we're doing the
I know somebody
bourgeoisie
who lives in
proletariat
Germany.
argument
My
here?
sister was studied abroad in Germany. I think I know about this.
But weren't you the one that told us this? That it's like you're kind of classed in middle school,
Well, you kind of are,
and then
yes.
you can't go beyond how you acted in middle
Oh,
school.
I thought you meant like social classes. Like
I count that as a social class. When people in middle school decide your entire academic. I was a weird kid in middle school.
I was.
We all
too.
were.
I think
Still
we
weird
all
kid.
were.
Adult.
Were you really tall in middle school?
I was tall when I was born.
That's scary.
Like the average infant is like 20 inches. He was like 35.
Do we know of any countries offhand where their system is so, besides our own, is so flawed that basically
All
they're...
Middle East.
Wow, there we go.
Women aren't allowed to be.
Yeah,
educated,
women aren't allowed to be educated.
Which
That's right.
Just period.
That's right. They pour acid on them and everything when they try to learn.
you try to learn things.
Yes.
No, this is serious.
Yeah.
People have actually
Yes.
sprayed acid in women's faces because they tried to learn to read.
Ah, crap.
Oh yeah,
No genital mutilation thing. Just because the girl picked up a book, they saw it as a sin and it had to be taken care of immediately.
I mean, see, it's not a sin; it's a threat to their power.
You know, if anything, we need those feminists that we have here, third wave feminists, and we
Oh, I
just need to
know.
put them
I know.
all in the Middle East.
I know.
No, do you know what's fun? Is Western feminists don't give a damn about Middle Eastern people.
What?
Very few. I've only seen a few talk about it, but most of them don't.
No,
And that is
nobody-
exactly why first wave feminisms would
Yes.
scoff.
No,
Yes.
New Age
Feminism.
feminists don't care about women's rights.
Yes.
They care about furthering their personal agenda.
Okay. That was Zachary Taylor. Okay.
But this is what just annoys the hell out of me. Is like the Western feminist people are always so loud and confident in what they say. At the very least, we can all agree on that.
Yes.
But they don't ever talk about Muslim people because we're not allowed to talk about Muslim people. We're not allowed to say that it is because of the religion and the culture surrounding the religion that is the problem.
That's because third wave feminism is not based on any logical standard like
Oh, I was
first wave feminism
moving away from feminism.
Well,
I was going to religion.
okay.
So if your comment's not about Islam, I don't want to hear it.
Islam is evil and stuff.
It's true. And not to just be mean to all Muslim people, Christianity is also evil.
So you're not
The
alone.
thing is
Yeah, you're not alone though.
the thing is that it's not an individual's fault. It's not, oh, you're a Christian, you're a bad.
Yeah, the religion, Islam in its nature is horrifically hateful and misogynistic. It's just a fact. That's what the book says. And of course, if you ignore all of the bad things,
It
which
looks great.
is a lot of the book, and the other documents, obviously. Nifty stories in there.
And I mean, I brought up history of Islam, and of course, there's a lot of good history of Islam.
There's also
good-
a lot of bad history of Islam.
There's a lot of good history of any ideology, but at the same time, you have to look at it as a whole,
Satanism?
and you have to understand that the ideology.
Do you know what's
is
kind of
bad.
funny? Is Satanism isn't actually that bad if you look at what they actually propose. It is very hedonistic, but other than that, it's just kind of like, let us party and leave us alone.
Depends on how hedonistic you are. And what the happiness consists of, and by the way, you have $1.
Oh, nice. I like money. So I go to America. Alright, so Ellen Thwaite emailed us, and she says, in America, I've noticed that you can't say things to people, offend people. They can do what they like because it's their right. The whole "you can't stop me doing this, it is my right" nonsense.
She read my mind. Because I was about to talk about judging.
Yeah,
The
we're
right
not allowed
to
to
judge.
judge people.
People think
we're
you
damn
can't
right
judge.
we're allowed to judge people.
How, she must
I'm
have
like-
read. Is she psychic?
No.
Yes.
I know, I was depressed to find that out too. Anyway.
You can't judge me.
I was so
Only
No.
God can judge me.
No, not even that. Just people in culture in general. Even in our
Judging
culture
parents.
in general. You're not allowed to judge parents. You're
Like
not
we
allowed to
talked
judge
about
someone's marriage. It's like, yeah, I am. You don't have to take my judgment seriously, but I have every right to judge everything that you say.
I know I'm wrong, but I keep on wanting to do what I'm doing because us as human beings, we like to do a pattern.
It's true.
We like to have a pattern and everything else like that. But the thing is that, as I said before, nothing is sacred.
Good job, Chaz. Sorry to interrupt you, but our guys take precedence over us. He said, when people say judge, they mean don't think less of me.
Well, then don't act less than you should be.
true.
No, it's like if you don't want us to think less of you, then don't act like
Don't
less.
perform
No,
actions.
don't act less than you're capable.
That's-
If you don't want to be treated like an inhuman monster, stop being an inhuman monster.
It's like saying, so what if I like to punch woman? You shouldn't judge me. Well, yeah, I should judge
Did
you.
you tolerate my right to intolerate other people?
Basically,
That's my favorite.
It's like you should respect my right to beat you with this stick.
Yes.
Like this is what I did. Like on Facebook, when I put my statuses up, I tell everybody my statuses are open forum. You can judge me in relation to the topic any way you want. If you think I am a blithering idiot, tell me that I'm a blithering idiot, and at least tell me why. If you think I'm awesome, well, okay, that's great, but why am I awesome? I want to know these things.
And here's the hypocrisy, especially when it goes to religiously run countries or just religiously minded people. You're not allowed to judge them, but they're definitely allowed to judge you.
Oh, absolutely. So you're going to hell. I was like, but I can't say anything bad about you? Well, that sucks.
But at the same time, I see some Dante's statuses. I see other people's statuses that are like what Dante writes down with the controversial stuff. And some people will disagree with it, but you'll ask them why, and they'll be like, I don't want to.
If you don't have a good justification for what you're saying, keep your mouth shut.
Chaz says something. That's not always the case, but for some things, yes. But for liking Pokemon at age 27, don't judge me would make me have a confidence problem.
Oh, I agree.
Yes.
The don't judge me isn't just a ploy. It's also just a defense mechanism. It's just like, I know I'm acting like an idiot, so instead of embracing it and just having fun with it, you yell, "Don't judge me." Because it's always in. I think the Amazing Atheist went through this. It was like, it's always in that snide, like nasally voice. "Don't judge me."
Yeah.
It's just like,
Don't judge me.
Just like the
lower
one
platform
character that he
scouting.
plays, the woman against I forgot what it was called, like the woman against disgusting stuff or something, and then it just showed her face with the mustache and his mouth, and it's like, you shouldn't judge me.
it's true.
In some societies, you judge somebody and
Well,
that's your head.
sometimes I say it like just as like a joke, like, "Oh, I watched Honey Boo Boo last night. Don't judge me."
Sarcastic remarks are fine. It's when you're serious. When you're like, you have no right to judge me. You don't know where I've been. You don't know my life. It's like, then I don't care. Either explain it or shut up. After a long conversation, if we both establish, oh, you did have a right to say that, and I shouldn't have judged you so quickly. Thank you for educating me on the subject instead of just making a declarative statement.
No,
Yeah,
when they say don't judge, they want compliments. They just don't want you to say anything bad.
Oh, I know a way to segue this. One of the the most fantastic quotes I can think of is like, if you want to know who rules over you, who are the people you're not allowed to criticize?
And a lot of countries can attest to that.
And right now, guess who we're not allowed to criticize? Obama, the government, and religious people.
I criticize Obama all the time.
Criticize the government all the time.
Yeah, but you're not really supposed to, and you'll
go to like virtually any website, any social media website.
Well, yes, but I mean, okay, so I'm not being. Our country is slightly better off in that our freedom of speech is still mostly protected, but in a lot of other countries, it's not that way at all.
Oh yeah,
North
sure,
Korea.
I know that.
You say anything bad about Kim Jong Un, and your head is gone.
And if you say any,
that's on the heads of your children.
Actually, to be fair, in the U.S., if you openly in a public forum say that you are not Christian and you denounce Christ and everything, then you are demonized instantly.
Really?
Yeah.
Depends on who you're talking to.
You know, I've never had that happen to me. Like the Christian person
I feel like the attitudes are changing.
They won't care.
No, it's not.
Right? Yes, they are.
We're 79% Christian in this country.
Yeah,
and
but
I think,
what I'm saying is
half
that
of
people are becoming more accepting of the idea.
No, they're not.
30.
I'm sorry, but no, they're not. Considering how close we are to passing blasphemy laws, I don't think we are.
I've never really
Yeah,
talked to anyone.
and a huge number of European countries are now openly passing blasphemy laws.
Blasphemy laws? Who are these whack jobs, man?
Where it's like saying something bad about whatever religion is passing the law, which is almost always Islam,
They'll call it a hate
means
crime.
that you will be fined or thrown in jail.
They'll call it a hate crime. They'll just
Yeah.
say that. You say you don't like Christianity, that's hate.
There was this one comedian that went to Saudi Arabia. You're actually not allowed to go certain places in Saudi Arabia, only if you're Muslim. And if you put down that you're not Muslim, they'll kick you out. They'll be like, you can't come here. You can't come to Mecca. You have to be Muslim.
It's like, to be fair, I'd much rather they say I'm not allowed there than kill me.
That's true. But at the same time, that's unfair. That's unfair in each and every single possible way. Okay, if I want to go to if I want to go to Mecca because I want to see stuff, I have to be a Muslim. Alright, fine, I'm going to say I'm a Muslim.
So I'm going to go the route of private enterprise has the right to do whatever they want with the things that they own. So I gotta play the alright, it's their city or whatever.
Country.
I don't think they should be that discriminating, but you know.
Well, you got at the same time with Zionism, and that, and this has nothing to do with Judaism. It's all
I know Zionism.
But with Zionism, you're not allowed in our country because you're not Jewish, and this is for the tribe of David.
Wait, Richard, treat the country like you would the discriminating shop. Don't give them anything.
That's true.
Let them waddle in their own filth.
Put a complete embargo on the entire country.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And they're just like, you're not going to let us in, we're not going to give you anything.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
That's like, don't help people that don't want to be helped, that's fine.
If they want to be left alone, then leave them alone.
Well, all except 5.
5. You're amazing.
I'm just not sure what you're talking about.
I got all of them except for 5. I missed Zachary Taylor, Rutherford B. Hayes, James Garfield, William McKinley, and Calvin Coolidge.
I've never
You don't have the right to
of
list all the
Zachary,
presidents.
blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, we have 6 minutes left. If anyone has any interesting topics.
Guantanamo Bay!
What?
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, we didn't mention
Oh,
it.
right. Let's go back into general human rights. How do we all feel about torture?
Torture is bad.
Thank you,
Bad.
Richard.
Well, I
Next.
mean, I get tortured every day walking through West Philly, listening to all that horrible Rick Ross and Lil Wayne music blasting out of people's cars at 100
It's
decibels.
like
Yes, but you can choose not to.
I can't, because if I'm walking down the street that rides by, I can't control where that car goes.
You can choose not to live in Philadelphia.
That's not typical. I'm just joking.
that does not count.
I thought it did.
Well, it's kind of odd.
Yeah, waterboarding.
It's torture.
No, it's like,
Waterboarding.
this country advocates torture. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
And we're
It's
going
As long
against
as it's
the
not the
Geneva
US
Convention, and Obama and Bush should be tried for crimes against humanity.
Can we throw the Pope in there also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pope likes atheists.
Actually, yeah, the Pope.
He doesn't
I'm
actually.
I'm actually kind of chill with this new Pope, like,
Why?
because he's chill with atheists.
He's not.
I think he's only doing that for
They
publicity.
recanted like 3 days later.
It doesn't even matter even if they didn't recant, he'd be stupid because guess what? Atheists don't need redemption. Okay? Try not lumping us in with Catholics. Try just like saying, yeah, atheists are fine. And you know what? There's no heaven. Okay? And
so
you're
so
all
let-
Okay, the
fine.
Pope is never gonna do that.
Wait, so
Well, he
here,
should. He
wait,
should
guys,
sell everything in the
just to
Vatican.
explain the general sense of this topic, it's kind of like I always do the Straw Hat Club as my example for religions. So say there's a club that everyone has to wear straw hats. It's the Straw Hat Enthusiast Club. And now say that the leader of the Straw Hat Enthusiast Club stands up on a podium and declares to all non-straw hat wearers that it's okay. We still think that you'll get the rewards of wearing straw hats, even if you choose not to wear them, as long as you eventually choose to wear one. And then they step down again. It's kind of like saying, "What the hell did you just say?"
Well, even if you were
It's
gonna
like
say,
it's saying, or even to make it more literal, it's like as long as you accept the wonders and joy of straw hats. It's kind of just like what.
It's like
You're
the
in-
iPhone games.
It's just insane. They're saying that as long as you accept the redemption that we offer from a club that shouldn't exist in the first place, then you'll be fine in heaven.
as long as if you accept that we are better than you in every single
Yeah, it's basically,
way,
that's basically what they're saying. As long as you
then-
accept that we're better than you, then you'll get to heaven.
It's cruel.
They're being really creepy bullies.
But they have the right to say that, unfortunately.
Yeah, they also have the right
But
to
he's
go to
head
jail
and
for the
shoulders
rest of their lives.
above
Yes.
Benedict.
What?
He's head and shoulders above Benedict.
I think they're just as bad.
I
They're
think
doing He's doing nothing to stop the pedophilia stuff.
I'd rather have a gecko. in charge
I
of
think that the whole entire Vatican just should be sold, and all that money should be just.
I think the entire thing should be just filled with cement and turned to a giant block.
You guys have no right to do that.
No, it should be.
It's a giant enclosed city. You could fill the whole thing with
The
cement.
entire thing should just be sold, all the gold, everything, and then that should all be given to poor people in third world countries, and let's just dissolve the Catholic Church.
It's
period.
like, to be fair, that wouldn't really help anybody. If you're starving to death, having a pile of gold doesn't actually help you.
No, I mean they should use that money to
Yes,
Yeah,
actually
they
build
can
out
have
the
the
country.
Vatican auction.
You guys have no right to do
It's
that.
like now who would like the silly hat? we're starting at $40.
Once good, twice sold.
Do you have the right to sell that?
Probably.
It's also called a miter. Anyway,
I'm gonna find one online and I'm gonna wear it to school.
I
every day.
support this. Wear a coat. I'll wear a burqa. I'll wear a burqa and the coat hat at the same time.
Yes.
I actually have.
And
I'll assault both major religions at once.
And then I'll grow long
I actually had the
hair,
headdress
blurry.
they
I'm
wear.
gonna cut it
All right,
off.
okay, we're getting away from ourselves. We
We've
have 2
been
minutes
way
left.
off topic.
Yeah, we haven't gotten
That's why I
away.
kept saying the word right.
Yeah, we have a general grasp about. Let's just do our final comments on human rights because we have 2 minutes.
Cherish them.
Yeah, generally I would just say that human rights are incredibly important. We should recognize what they are and recognize what they are in other people.
Don't move to North Korea. Not that you were planning to, but I'm just saying, no, don't go there because
North
you'll be
Korea.
stripped of every right you might have had otherwise.
Human rights are yours and nobody else's. Nobody gives them to you and nobody has a right to take them away.
And if you stand by and allow everybody to slowly whittle away your rights and allow people that had no part in creating them or defending them, sell them at the highest bidder, then you are part of the problem. You need to stand up and defend your rights and defend your rights to have rights. Listen to my voice. It's velvety soft and wonderful.
Biscuit.
Peace the fuck out. I'm sorry.
We have 40 seconds left. Actually, we're at 6:45 and we have to clear out right now, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you everyone for joining us. Sorry, Chaz, if we weren't able to talk to you as much as we wanted. The conversation really got away from us. Dante's dancing our way out. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Please email us at drexfreethought@gmail.com. Join our Facebook, follow us on Twitter, listen to all of our things on our website, drexelfreethought.org, or on our Spreaker account, Drexel Free Thought Radio. Thank you, everybody, and have a nice day.
I'm so happy I finally got